So you want to dress vintage, 60s, 70s inspired, but you don't have the budget for actually vintage clothes? Girl, I got you. So in this video, I'm going to present you some of the essentials to look like you came from another decade. Hi, if you don't know me, I'm Ella, and I love bragging about music, fashion, books especially, and art. I love the music and the clothing and everything about that area, but I try to find vintage clothing that actually are from that decade, but they are expensive as fuck. Okay, so we begin with miniskirts and mini dresses. I think they are the main point for 60s and 70s because these areas were revolutionary. It was after the 50s, after, you know, people that were conservatory and they had really specific and strict ideas, and now it came this new generation that wanted more, wanted freedom, wanted to express themselves. And the 60s and the 70s are all about color and expressing yourself. So miniskirts and mini dresses are it. Then it's layers. You see there? Stevie Nicks, yeah, she's the goddess of this. She's the goddess of rock music and also of 70s fashion and layers. I love her outfits. She's a goddess, and I inspire a lot of my outfits from her. She's amazing and also had a very amazing fashion taste. The 60s and the 70s were all about revolution, or all about being different, and that was making it. When you think about 60s and the 70s, you think about revolution, you think about new, you think about a new era. It comes new music also. It comes new music that opens the eyes of the people, like the Beatles, like Bob Dylan, like Queen and Fleetwood Mac, and all these artists that build not only the music industry but also the fashion one. Because you look at Beatles, they are everything about fashion and about looks. They came with this fresh air with, and if you didn't know, I'm also a Beatlemaniac, so I love them and I post a lot about them on my Instagram. That's here, and here is my art account that you should definitely follow, because you should support an artist's dream, and I love doing art, and one day I will definitely make this a job and make money out of it. Then especially an icon, a male icon for these decades are George Harrison, Bob Dylan, you know, and female, we can talk a lot about Pattie Boyd, icon of the 60s and 70s, that she was the main point of this huge love triangle with George Harrison and Eric Clapton, that it was the news of the 70s. And also Twiggy. And now you're going to think, oh, she's talking about 60s and 70s areas, but she's not wearing Twiggy makeup. I mean, Twiggy makeup is not for everybody. I've tried it, and it doesn't fit at all my face at all. Then this is not mandatory, but if you want to look more 60s or 70s, you might want to get a haircut. If you don't want to and you care a lot about your hair, I do care a lot about my hair. It's so long, and I battled the urge to cut it because I wanted to cut it so badly. I want to do like a mullet, you know, kind of haircut, but I'm too attached emotionally to my hair, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. So I cut bangs, and this is how it looked like. The main purpose is I think the most important thing, you should know how to style them. Here's like kind of 70s. If I style them differently, it'll look like 60s. Yeah. Then these kind of shoes, I have literally no idea how they're called, like, but they're very comfortable and they are very, very, very 70s. I mean, I think Brian May wore them once. They were not black, they were white. I have like 4 pairs of these, I don't know, shoes, whatever. And they're extremely comfortable and they look amazing. Then it's bell bottoms. I love bell bottoms so much because not only they are extremely comfortable, but they're also and very 70s. Even though, you know, people wanted more, especially girls. Also, it was feminism. It started in those areas, and that's how women wanted more. You know, it was a time after the 50s. The 50s were like very dark times, war and very strict ideas. And now it was the 60s, the 70s that they wanted more. You know, Woodstock Music Festival. They want to experience more. Young population wanted to show their inner light, you know, and show that look, we have a different opinion. This is a different way, you know, the land of peace and love. And I do think that the ideas of the 60s and 70s should be respected even nowadays. And of course, because we talk about the 60s, I want to mention Priscilla Presley. I mean, she's an icon, fashion icon. Even though I don't support her ideas, especially, and her values and the way she behaved like in the 60s, 70s. I'm not going to talk more on this subject. You can Google it and see, and also read Lisa Marie Presley's book if you want to know more information. In this video specifically, I want to talk only about fashion, and we're going to see in the perspective of this light fashion. And Priscilla Presley, an icon. I love her hairstyle, especially. She had this big beehive 60s hairstyle that it's extremely hard to do, believe me. Even if you have short hair, I have extremely long hair and I can't literally do a lot of things with it. I want to do the Liberty spikes like the 80s, 90s punk style, but didn't work because it was so long. Like, look at it. And how the fuck do you want me to do Liberty spikes? It would have been impossible. It would have been impossible. Anyway, and I wanted so badly to do Liberty spikes, I was at this tiny step of cutting my hair short. Another 60s icon that we must talk about in this video is Jim Morrison. Take a moment of appreciation for Jim because he was extremely gorgeous and he nailed literally everything he wore. No matter if it was like the most basic outfit ever, if Jim Morrison wore it, it was like revolutionary and amazing and sparkly, and you know, it matters the most how you wear it. Not what you wear, but how you wear it. How your personality. And he had such a strong personality. And I love the Doors, the music, very 60s. Then accessories like berets, ties, hair ties, very colorful, you know, and very, and I think this is one too, an essential, the Bob Dylan beret, the iconic one. That was also in the A Complete Unknown movie. If you haven't watched it, you must, because it's amazing. Amazing casting, amazing actors. I did a video with my favorite movies of all time, and half of them are 60s, 70s inspired. And if you love the 60s and 70s, you should definitely take a look at it too. I came to my favorite part when I talk about the Penny Lane coat. I didn't have a Penny Lane coat, and if you do, just drop your address in the comments. I'm going to rob you, because it's amazing, so iconic. Penny Lane coats. If you don't know, who doesn't know? Why don't you know? It's from Penny Lane, from the movie Almost Famous. My second favorite movie of all time, because my first one is Beautiful Boy. Not talking about this. Does it say something about me? Probably, I don't know, but I don't want to know what it says about me. Okay, so Almost Famous. The most famous movie about 60s, 70s vibes and music. And Penny Lane, this beautiful character that gave the name of these coats. Please, what can be more 70s than these coats? Tell me. I think they're called Afghan coats, but we call it Penny Lane coats. I refer to 60s, 70s girlies. Then floor patterns, whatever makes, like this, flowery patterns, whatever color is the main thing. Then if we just talked about Penny Lane coats, we must also talk about Penny Lane boots, which are extremely gorgeous, and I don't have them, unfortunately, because they're fucking expensive. I have no idea why they charge so much on these boots, even though they are extremely gorgeous, and I think it's a fair price, to be honest, because they're so 60s, 70s coded. And yeah, also they were worn by Penny Lane in the movie, and Penny Lane, the most iconic woman of all time and the most underrated, to be honest. And I finished this video with giving you a recommendation, a book recommendation. This one, it's called White Boots and Miniskirts. It is like a time capsule of the 60s, the swinging 60s, and yeah, it's a true story about living in the greatest swinging 60s in London. This is how it looks like, and it's definitely a worth read, because it's just so amazing. You'll feel like you will be time traveling while reading this book. And that's all for today. I'm so thankful that if you got to the end of the video, I'm so grateful. And peace and love, spoiling you with lots of peace and love.